recite one time Durood Sharif before formally start our class. So I request all of you that kindly recite one time Durood Sharif in the court of our beloved Prophet, peace be upon him. So I request you that recite one time Durood Sharif. All of you are strictly requested to recite one time Durood Sharif. Okay, then after, as you know it well, we had begun our journey. Right now, we will discuss all these things one by one because I have selected multiple topics on the board, and you guys will reciprocate, you guys will read after me, you guys will revise whatsoever I convey to you over here. So I request you all to listen me properly and pen down whatever I want to say to you, whatever I actually recommend it to you, recommend it for you. Today I have selected multiple topics over here. The topics majorly focus on something that is quite necessary to discuss these things for your English journey. The first major topic that I have selected today, that is about Malaysia. As you know it well, lots of Pakistani, lots of South Asian, they visit Malaysia. They are doing jobs there, so they need to know. We need to know something about this brilliant country, the brilliant country, this magnificent country, because in our hujra, in our gossiping place, or in even our homes, discussion regarding Malaysia has been occurred, again and again. The second topic is about personality elaboration. So I have selected Tipu Sultan. So by the way, we will discuss something about Tipu Sultan right now today. The third topic is about conflict discussion. So America and Vietnam. So I will discuss the war, war of America and Vietnam. So all these things will be discussed with you. And the fourth topic is about pictorial explanation. So the topic is social media. So just bring a picture in your mind, just imagine about social media, and then after we will discuss it thoroughly. Next topic is the importance of English language. We will cast our glance in this topic. And the sixth one is vocabulary building, and the final topic will be about gentleman activity. So I request you all that you need to give me your concentration and much attention in order to understand all these important stuff. First of all, whatever I write on the board, I request you, humbly request you that pen it down, jot it down with yourself, because whenever you are discussing these things with your friends in a pair, or actually in a discussion, so it becomes very easy for you to discuss all these things with him and talk with him very eloquently and very clearly. The first thing, let's talk about Malaysia. Malaysia is a country which is located in Southeast Asia. Where it is located? It is located in Southeast Asia. What does it mean? It is absolutely located in Asia. So you understood all these things, that it is located in Asia, but in the south part of Asia, southeast part of Asia. For example, this is a board. Listen, this board is, just take an example. This board is in Asia. Listen. Hello. So this part of the board is east. This part of the board is west. This part of the board is north. This part of the board is south. And this part of the board is central. So it is located in the south plus east. So Malaysia is located in the southeast of Asia. The capital of Malaysia is Kuala Lumpur. What its capital? Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur is the capital of Malaysia, capital city, as well as the capital Malaysia. Malaysia has many more countries like Putrajaya, Sabang, like these kind of countries, Sabah states, like these kind of counties and places or even provinces are there in Malaysia. Malaysia are sometimes pronounced Malaysia. So when someone tell it to you Malaysia, that's also right. When someone tell it to you Malaysia, that's also right. But Westerners, native speakers of the English language, they pronounce Malaysia as Malaysia. As they pronounce Asia as Asia, so Malaysia. What are they going to pronounce Malaysia? Malaysia. By the way, Malaysia is a Southeast Asian country. Its capital is Kuala Lumpur and its currency is what? What is the name of currency? Ringgit, Shabash. Ringgit is the currency name of, Malaysia. So by the way, their currency is ringgit, and Malaysia is a country which, there is a constitutional monarchy. That's mean that king is there for 5 years. One king come, he serve 5 years, then the brother of king come, then the son of king come. Like king shift their tenure of government for 5 years. Yes, in Malaysia, there is a presidential system, prime minister system, like democratic system also, preserved there. So by the way, the prime minister of Malaysia, the PM of Malaysia is Anwar Ibrahim. Who is the prime minister of Malaysia? Anwar Ibrahim. This man is very friendly to Pakistan. Not too much friendly to Pakistan, but he always supports Pakistan in the issue of Kashmir, Palestinian issue, Gaza, like all that thing. So he is in the favor of Muslim, and all the time he's staying with us. All the time he morally, financially, ethically, he supports us. Anwar Ibrahim hates illegal Pakistani, immigrants Pakistani, those Pakistani which smuggle, they illegally enter into Malaysia, and then after they are working there, like we poor Pashtun, poor Punjabi, and all that Pakistani, when they entered to Malaysia illegally, so then Anwar Ibrahim treated them very badly. And before Anwar Ibrahim, there was another prime minister of Malaysia. His name was Mahathir Mohamad. Mahathir Mohamad was the very good friend of Imran Khan. Mahathir Mohamad was very lovable, very friendly to Pakistani. This man truly helped Pakistan in every time. This man truly helped Muslim, truly helped poor Pakistani. Even illegal Pakistani, when police caught illegal Pakistani, so Mahathir Mohamad was always in the favor, always in the support of poor Pakistani. And he was saying that let them live in Malaysia, let these poor people live in Malaysia, let them grow, let them prosper, let them develop their countries, let develop Malaysia. So by the way, Mahathir Mohamad was very humble, was very passionate, was very morally upright man, while Anwar Ibrahim is very patriotic to Malaysia, very a person who loves his country, a person who supports his country, by the way. And the GDP of Malaysia is around 431 billion US dollar. So Malaysia is not too much, developed country, because the Pakistani GDP is also 400 billion dollar. We are near to Malaysia. The wealth that lies in Malaysia is equal to Pakistan. They are just only 20 billion ahead of us. That's not too much things, by the way. So economically, in terms of money, we and Malaysia are equal, by the way. The population of Malaysia is around about 84 million. That's mean that Malaysian people are only 8 crore 40 lakh people are there. And Malaysians are actually, there are 80% Malay, and the people of Malaysia speaks Malay language, Bhasha Malay. So their language is Bhasha Malay, yeah, Malay language. And 80% people are there Malaysian, 12% are Chinese, 7% Indians, and I think 2% Pakistani and other Indonesian and all others countries. Contribution is there in Malaysia. Malaysia, as I told you that it is located in Southeast Asia. Kuala Lumpur, its capital city. Ringgit, its currency. Their king served for 5 years. Now their prime minister is Anwar Ibrahim. Mahathir Mohamad was their previous prime minister. 431 is their economy, their GDP, and Pakistan GDP is $412 billion. 84 million people are living in Malaysia, and 80% of them are Malay. They are Malaysians. 12% are Chinese. 7% are Indians. While their land area is about 3,40,000. So their land area is 3,40,000. So that's not a big country. Our Baluchistan, just look around the map of Pakistan and just bring the picture of Baluchistan in your mind. So Malaysia is equal to Balochistan. Not, equal to Balochistan, by the way. By the way, let's go ahead. Let's learn something more about Malaysia. Malaysia was actually a colony. Colony ka matlab hai ghulam. Colony of UK, was a colony of UK. For the last 300 years. And Malaysia first got independence in 1959. From whom? From UK. As Pakistan got independence from UK, India also got independence from UK. So Malaysia also got independence from UK. So they were also the slaves. They were also the colony of UK, by the way. But then after, in 1966, in 1963, Malaysia reunited. In Malaysia, there was only 5 provinces before, but in 1963, other states, other areas, they came together and they made Greater Malaysia, or Malaysia as a unified country. So their unification, or their established, or their foundation year is 1963. And once Singapore was also the part of Malaysia for 2 years, from 1963 to 1965. Singapore was also the part of Malaysia. Malaysia shares its border with multiple countries. For example, with Indonesia, it shares its border with Indonesia. It shares its border with Singapore. It shares its border with Thailand, and it shares its border with Brunei. So these 4 countries, it shares its borders, by the way. So Indonesia, thousands of poor Indonesians, they are illegally go to Malaysia and they are working there, and they are working in many ports. By the way, in Malaysia, there is a very interesting tower. We can call it Petronas Tower. Have you heard about Petronas Tower? There is, just if you are the fan of Shah Rukh Khan's movie, or Salman Khan's movie, so 90s movies I'm talking about that, like 1985, from 1985 till 2000, जो movies बनते थे Bollywood में, they were mostly filmed in Malaysia. And there is a twin tower, like twin tower. That tower is called Petronas Tower. And I have watched multiple movies that shot Petronas Tower, by the way. So Petronas Tower is located in Malaysia, and it was one of the highest building in the world from 1998 till 2004. And then in 2004, World Twin Tower has become in Taiwan Tower, and then after Burj Al Khalifa has become the highest building. But once, Petronas Tower was the highest building of the world. Malaysia has 13 states. How many provinces are there? 13 states. Their capital is Kuala Lumpur. There are multiple cities like Putrajaya, and Malaysia has many ports. Ports matlab samandar area, like Kuala Lumpur, Penang. Penang is the most important, important port of Malaysia. Malaysia is, the whole economy of Malaysia is depend upon rubber. किस पर depend है? Rubber पर depend है, and palm oil. Palm oil. What is the meaning of palm oil? Palm oil, rubber, or we can call it dates, kajur, and we can call it coconut. And along with this, oil. So these 5 things are mainly the constituent of Malaysian GDP. Rubber, palm oil, dates, kajur, coconut, and oil and gas. So Malaysia is heavily dependent on these 5 things. They are exporting these 5 stuffs to the world. They are working on it, and they are growing their crops and all that things. So by the way, it was the whole scenario about Malaysia. It was the whole explanation about Malaysia. Now, what is the position of Malaysia now? Malaysia is one of the developed country in the world, because every Malaysian is very rich. Every Malaysian is earning $12,000 per year. We Pakistani are earning only $1,649, while Malaysians are earning $12,000. How many times higher than us? Even 24 times, 24 times more incomes they are enjoying from us. By the way, but we are enjoying very little income because of overpopulation, less opportunity, less job opportunities, and less economic and development goal. While Malaysia has a little population, only 84 million population, and their citizens are very rich, by the way. So why Pakistani why Indian, why Bengali, Bangladeshi, and why Indonesian? Poor people, they visit Malaysia, they are working there, while Malaysian people are very educated. Their education, their literacy rate is around 95%. They are giving free education to every children. They are not even sparing disabled student, disabled children. So even the disabled children are getting full high education. And as you know it well, so when a Malaysian got education, then after, as you know it well, after that, government is giving them full job opportunities, employment opportunities, and then after, when and education is offered free of cost there in Malaysia till your graduation, and after graduation government will give you high paying job मतलब वो job देगा जो आपको ज्यादा पैसे देगा. ऐसा नहीं कि आप कहीं पर चौकीदार बन गए, कहीं पर आपने लो स्केल जॉब कर रहे हो. They will pay you high paying job. They will give you free education till graduation. Then they will support you for your job finding. And then after, when you get a job, Malaysian government will give you for lease your home and your car as well. So they bank will give you free of cost your home, and then you will sign with them that you will pay the debt. जो कर्जा होते हैं, कर्जा का स्पेलिंग डेबिट है, लेकिन इंग्लिश में इसको डेट बोलता है, बी साइलेंट है. Once you take car, once you take house from the bank, you will repay back the bank to around 40 years. So every month you will give just a little bit money to the bank. So a youngster, a young Naujawan, when he came to 20, 22, 23, 24, he needs a little bit support from government. He needs job. He needs a little bit money for initiative, for starting their own business. All of you are interested to start your own business. But why we are fail? Why our ideas are failing? Because we don't have money. Yes, business starts from idea, but idea needs money. Idea needs money. Idea needs implementation. Implementation needs money. So we are all brilliant. We are all conceiving great ideas every night, every day. But the main fact is that when we see our pockets, when we see ourselves, when you see the position of our family, when we see our background support, so then we leave, and we detach ourselves from all those great ideas and minds. By the way, the people of Malaysia, any youngster in Malaysia, when they are graduated, government give them free home as well as free car. So when you get good education, good employment, rozgar, then after free home, free car. So what do you need else from the government? What do you need else from God, by the way? So they are actually making you proper man, proper gentleman first. पहले एक अच्छा इंसान बनाते हैं, फिर आपको कहते हैं अच्छा चलो $12,000 पर ईयर आपका इनकम हो गया डॉलर. फिर आप कहते हैं कि हाँ ये गाड़ी भी रख लो, हाँ ये घर भी रख लो. मुझे बताओ, वो खुश होगा अपनी हुकूमत से कि नहीं होगा? वो मलेशियन फिर $2,000 वाला जॉब करेगा? नहीं करेगा. So for the दो 2,300 dollar jobs, Pakistani are visiting there, Bengali are visiting there, Indonesian are visiting there. So we actually jam packed the whole Malaysia, and we are working petty jobs there, and Malaysians are working superior jobs here. So by the way, that was a case study about Malaysia. You guys have. Should I go further in the last? I will give you opportunity. So should I go further? Okay, I don't want to quit, or I don't want to take fast because when I take any fast, so then my whole motion or my whole phase is stopped there, and then I perform less. By the way, I need to talk more and more, and I don't need any pause. So by the way, let's jump to the next topic. I have written over here Tipu Sultan. So I will discuss about this great man, this great mind, this great character, this great personality, this great figure, this great this great legend who had done something for the subcontinent, who had done something for the Muslim, who had done something for the Islamic history, who had done something to create a history in the world. By the way, I'm going to talk about one of the great men. That's Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan. Why am I discussing all these things? Because we had started this marathon personality elaboration from Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And I promised you that I will discuss every single Muslim individual who had done something for the cause of Islam, for the cause of Muslims, who had done something. And these are our Muslim heroes. We need to follow them. We don't need to follow Ronaldo or someone else. We need to follow these men because they had done something for us, because they had some ideology. They must be some fan following, by the way, because they had done something great for us. So let's know about Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan was actually a ruler, was a king of where? He was a king of Mysore. Where is Mysore, by the way? Mysore is an area inside India. India में एक जगह है. And where in India? India is a big country, is the seventh biggest country in the world. So in that nowadays Karnataka India में आप देखें कर्नाटक उसका एक रियासत बन चुका है. It is actually in the southeast of India. So there is a place Mysore. आजकल इसको कर्नाटका बोला जाता है. So Tipu Sultan was the king of that area. By the way, the real name of Tipu Sultan was, Fateh Ali. What was his name? Fateh Ali. What was his real name? Fateh Ali. His real name was Fateh Ali. And he was the son of Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali was the father of Tipu Sultan. And his father was also the king of that Mysore state. When his father died in by the way, Tipu Sultan born in 1750. Just imagine, 250 years ago, he was here in India. He was born in 1750, and his father, he's the son of Hydervi. And by the way, his father was the king of Mysore, and his father was died in 1782. So when his father died in 1782, Tipu Sultan became the king of Mysore, the king of Karnataka. And then after he took the charge, he took control of the whole state, of the whole territory. And what he did, by the way, now his time had begun just after 1782. So what did he done, by the way? By the way, at that time, Britishers, as we call it UK, they came into our subcontinent in the form of traders. They were the traders. They were doing trade. They were the people of UK, London. They were coming here to Hindustan, to India and Pakistan. They were buying clothes from us. They were buying condiments कहते हैं मिसाले से. They were buying condiments. They were buying salt. They were buying other things from us, even rice, even sugar from us, because in England there is 8 months snowfall, 3 months continuous raining. So now no crop is cultivated there. They only import all these things from India, because in England weather is extremely harsh. You cannot cultivate anything. You cannot cultivate a crop. So they were importing crops, wheats, rice, sugar, condiments, all the things from India. So they came to India in the form of traders. And when they came to India and they saw that Indians are like dogs, because dogs are fighting with each other, and Indian rulers were also fighting with each other. Yes. So when UK saw this opportunity, oh, two brothers are fighting with each other, let's increase their fights more, and leave a space for myself. So in UK was trying to support one part of Indian ruler, and then one brother is killing another brother, one Hindu is killing another Hindu, one Muslim is killing another Muslim. And UK has actually got their place in India. First they conquered Bengal, then they conquered Mysore. So Mysore at that time, UK was not that much strong, by the way. So when they saw Tipu Sultan was a growing and such a dashing personality, conquering and controlling Mysore. So at that time, they start to wage war against UK, because Mysore, the king of Mysore, Tipu Sultan, had said that it is far better to live like a lion in one day, you know, than a jackal who lived for 1,000 years. He said that for me, India, for me, the people of India is most important, because UK, these peoples are invaders. Invaders का मतलब होता है लुटेरे. These are the plunderers. They came in the form, in the guise of traders, and now they are eating our all the things, or all subcontinent, by the way. So, by the way, Tipu was strongly and strictly against the UK. And for that purpose, even Tipu joined hand with France. उन्होंने फ्रांस के साथ हाथ मिलाया था. Turkish Empire, Ottoman Turk से हाथ मिलाया था. But at that time, UK was actually a rising sun, like a rising sun. They were the superpower. No other power can even stand before them. So Tipu was a one small state's ruler, and UK was a great empire. So they start a war. In 1782, UK attacked Tipu Sultan, and Tipu Sultan won this war. And then the second war had fought in 1790. So in 1790, Tipu Sultan lost that war. He lost many territories of his empire. And the last war that was fought in 1799, just 1 year away from 1800. That means 1799. So the war was actually started between UK was represented by East India Company. East India Company, EIC. So the war was between East India Company and Tipu Sultan. And Tipu Sultan was martyred. Do you know the meaning of martyred? Shaheed. He was martyred by the East India Company, and he has a very close relative. उसका एक रिश्तेदार था. His name was Mir Sadiq. What was his name? Mir Sadiq. So when Tipu Sultan अपनी फौज के साथ बाहर निकला अंग्रेजों से लड़ने के लिए, मीर सादिक ने अंदर से किले का दरवाजा बंद कर दिया, और अंग्रेजों ने टीपू सुल्तान को पहचाना नहीं, और उन्होंने कहा कि ये सोल्जर फौजी की तरह लड़ता है. उन्होंने उसको मार डाला, शहीद कर डाला. और जब उनको आखिर में पता चला कि हमने टीपू को मारा है, तो उन्होंने कहा कि उसकी लाश पर पैर रख कर अंग्रेज ने बोला था कि नो वन कैन स्टॉप अस इन्वेडिंग इंडिया. हमें अब इंडिया को फतह करने से अब हमें कोई भी नहीं रोक सकता. ही वाज द लास्ट फोर्ट. ये आखिरी किला था, एंड वी कॉन्कर्ड इट. सो इन मुस्लिम्स गद्दार मौजूद होते हैं हर जगह. मीर जाफर बंगाल का, मीर सादिक दक्कन हैदराबाद, like मैसूर का. So everywhere is traitor present in the history of the world. So by the way, this great man died in 1799. What was the contribution of Tipu Sultan? Have you seen rocket? Have you seen rocket? Rocket. Rocket नहीं देखा है कभी आपने? ये rocket. Rocket was first invented by Tipu Sultan in the world. Rocket was first invented by whom? By Tipu Sultan. Rocket was first used by Tipu Sultan. Rocket was first developed by Tipu Sultan. So the technology of rocket science is actually developed by Tipu Sultan. And Tipu Sultan was the inventor of that rocket. Tipu Sultan was sometimes called Sher or tiger because he has killed a tiger alone when he was hunting one day in a jungle. So that's why people were called him Tipu. And then after, as you know it well, then he fought all his life bravely for the cause of Muslims, for the cause of his people. He was serving his people very honestly. He was actually giving free education in his state. There was schools, there were maktabs in whole Mysore state, by the way. So this was the greatest contribution of Tipu Sultan, that rocket technology was first developed and evolved by him, by the way. So that was a little bit information about Tipu Sultan. I know you guys have enjoyed it. So let's move and let's dive to the next topic. And I've selected the next topic for you, a very interesting topic, by the way. That is actually conflict discussion. I will now cast my glance. I will now see this topic thoroughly, deeply about what is America-Vietnam War. As you know, it will in conflict discussion, I discuss every day about America because America is actually the hub of evil. They attacked every country. They actually fight with every country. They control the whole world. So America has fought multiple and many wars, by the way. So, by the way, America and Vietnam War. So today I will discuss about America and Vietnam War, by the way. What is America? America is a country which is located in the North American continent, right? America's capital is Washington, D.C., and their president is Donald J. Trump, by the way. Now, let's talk about Vietnam. Vietnam is a country which is located in the Southeast Asia, a neighboring country of Malaysia, by the way. So, it is located in the Southeast Asia. Vietnam's capital is actually Hanoi. And now we will discuss about the conflict they are fighting. Why was they fighting, and what was the cause? What was the reason behind they were fighting? By the way, in Vietnam, as you know it well, America supports capitalism. What America support? Capitalism. And Russia and China supports communism. So the fight in Vietnam was actually the fight between communism and capitalism, by the way. Vietnam got independence in 1954. Just pen point it with yourself. Vietnam got independence in 1954 from which country? From France. France is a capitalist country, is a capitalism based country. They love their ideology, their system is a capitalism, by the way. So when Vietnam got independence in 1954, the French system was capitalism, but the people of Vietnam share its border with China. China is a communist country, so China decided that Vietnam must be a communist country. Vietnam must be a communist country. So for that reason, in 1954, when they got independence, the following year, they announced that we will be a communist. So at that time, the red sirens, alarming was actually, that was ring in the circles of America when America say that another country falls in the hand of communism. So they, in 1955, America attacked Vietnam from three sides, from air, from land, from water, in order to stop spreading communism. Because America saw that if today Vietnam turn into communism, then tomorrow Malaysia will turn into, then Thailand, then Pakistan, then India, then Bangladesh, and then the status of our superpower, the status of our world power will diminish, and people will then follow communist countries like China and Russia. They will look towards them, they will support them, they will follow them. So that was the thinking of America. So by the way, in 1955, America full-fledged, they attacked Vietnam. So at that time, Vietnam is actually like this in the map. Like this is actually this in the map. So the south part of Vietnam was actually pro-American. The people of that was educated. They were English. They were English literate people. They were scientific oriented, by the way, their base was. They were in the favor of America. While this part of Vietnam, north part, they were touched, their boundary was touched with China. So they were traditional. They were actually in the favor of China. So America launched their attack here in the south part, and America conquered this south part of Vietnam, and then there they became South Vietnam. But in the north part of Vietnam, China, Russia, they actually supported communist leader, communism and all that thing. So from 1954, 55 till 1975, for 20 years, they were fighting fiercely with America. And America, for the very first time in in its history, they lost 58,000 soldiers. How many soldiers? 50. That is on record. And you can now think about it. Off the record, कितने soldier मरे होंगे? 58 on the record. 58,000 soldiers, American soldiers, they were died in the Vietnamese war. Why? Vietnamese people won that war because they were very poor. North Vietnam don't have even rifles. They had nothing in their hand. But they were saying that we had time. They actually dug thousands of kilometer tunnels in the land. They dug tunnels. उन्होंने ऐसे ऐसे सुरंग खोदी थी ना कि नीचे सुरंग में वो कले बनाते थे. नीचे सुरंग में उसके पास 20-20, 25-25 साल का राशन मौजूद होता था. मतलब ऐसा किया. They were saying that we can't fight with you on the land, but you can't fight with us below the land. हम आपसे ऊपर नहीं लड़ सकते, आप हमसे नीचे नहीं लड़ सकते. When American फौजी का कानवाई जाता था, so नीचे से सुरंग में से एक ग्रेनेड आता था, वो फौजी उड़ाता था. And Vietnam is around 92% forest. 92% forest. सो लीटल जितने अटैक्स होते थे अमेरिका, उनको पता भी नहीं होता, वो पेट्रोलिंग पर जाते थे, टैंक समेत वो उड़ते थे, बिकॉज दे वर अंडर द ग्राउंड, दे वर अंडर। एंड जब अमेरिकन अमेरिकन सोल्जर्स ने अपने आप को ट्रेन किया कि सुरंगों में हमें भी जाना चाहिए, तो वियतनामीज उसमें फिर सांप छोड़ते थे, उसमें फिर उसके लिए ट्रैप तैयार करते थे। वियतनामी तो आदि थे उस सुरंगों में, उस सारी चीजों में, बट अमेरिकन सोल्जर्स वर नॉट ready for that. So in the end, America lost that war, and America fled shamefully. You know, there is a footage present, still present in the YouTube. Just search there that American evacuation from Vietnam. So there in the center of Vietnam, American embassy. So वहां पर वियतनाम ने अमेरिका को टाइम दिया था कि फलाना टाइम इतने बजे मुझे आपकी एम्बेसी में एक बंदा नहीं चाहिए, परिंदा नहीं चाहिए। टाइम जब गुजर रहा था ना और आखिरी मिनट था, लोग ज्यादा थे, तो लोग इवन हेलीकॉप्टर से लटक गए थे। जिस तरह काबुल फॉल के बाद काबुल बेचारे अफगानी बेचारे जहाजों पर लटके थे, इस तरह अमेरिका लटकते लटकते वियतनाम से निकल गए थे शेमफुली। दैट वाज द ग्रेटेस्ट एवर डिफीट ऑफ अमेरिका, इन इट्स in its in its all history, by the way. So America lost that war very shamefully, by the way. And then after okay, then after, when America lost that war, so then America never stopped. America said that this is a war which I lost. I will now take a revenge from the Russia. So when Russia then attacked Afghanistan in 1979, so America support Pakistan and we then defeat Russia in the land of Afghanistan. So this is actually a world politics that was played by America. So the people of Vietnam is very, very, very educated. And one thing very interesting about Vietnam, that Vietnam was actually a wreck country. What is the meaning of wreck? रेक का मतलब होता है लूटी लूटी मुल्क था, एक समुद्र तक कि उसमें एक ऐसी बिल्डिंग सेफ नहीं थी, सिक्योर नहीं थी, एक ऐसा फर्नीचर नहीं था जो टूटा हुआ नहीं था, वहां पर इवन कील भी टूटे हुए मिलते थे, इतनी बमबारी। अमेरिका ने 20,000 टू 20 ईयर्स में, आपको पता है कितना बमबारी की होती है? अमेरिका ने 85 मिलियन टन उन्होंने बॉम्ब गुजारे थे, क्योंकि नीचे जंगल था, वो कहते जंगल को भी मैंने खत्म करना है क्योंकि वेट कॉन्ग्स को मारने। And despite of 85 million bombs, listen to me, Vietnam was a wreck. वो लूटी लूटी हुआ था। But when in 1975 जब अमेरिका चला गया, so all the Vietnamese people, they sat together and they decided that we will focus on three things from onward now. The first policy, that we will give free education to all the citizens of Vietnam. We will prepare a generation that will be educationally strong, educationally uplifted. They will have all sorts of technology. We will now focus on one generation. Focus on one generation means we will make out a policy that will run for next 20 years without any stoppage. We will prepare and we will make our next generation for the future challenges of Vietnam, and that generation will lead Vietnam in the Committee of Nations. So the first policy was that, the first decision was that they make out that we will give free education to every citizens of Vietnam. So that was the first. The second thing was that those people who are older, those people who are over age, so what should be there? Because they had fought with America for 20 years. They only know bullets, they only know pistol, they only know rifle. They didn't know anything. They didn't know life. They didn't know any skill. They are unaware with social knowledge, by the way, and social skill, by the way. So Vietnamese people decide that we will now give them potential skill. We will learn, we will actually educate them, we will give them some skill in order to create money, in order to generate revenue from for the Vietnamese people. And the second thing is that Vietnamese government decided we will dismantle our army. We will now not we will from onward now not to actually expand any of our army, any of our military, and we will not even pay anything to our military. So he said that they said that we are not now going to dismantle our army in order to save that money, that expenditure, and invest that expenditure in our future generation. So these three strict decisions was taken by Vietnamese government. And the interesting fact is that in 1999, just 4 years after, Vietnam became the Asian tiger. The Asian tiger means here right now four Asian tigers. One is Singapore, The second one is Japan. The fourth one is South Korea. And the third one is South Korea. And the fourth one is Vietnam. So here right now in Asia, there are four Asian tigers. Vietnam became the Asian tiger, the leading developed country of the whole continent Asia. So they became the fourth largest developed country of Asia in just 24 years. So wow, which thing stopped Pakistan of going ahead? Which thing stopped us? Because we have got independence since 80 years, we and India together. So what things stop us, by the way? We didn't focus on education, we didn't focus on employment, we didn't focus on skill acquiring. We only know military, we only know population, we only think how to waste time, we only think how to indulge ourselves in a unnecessary stuff, by the way. And nowadays in 2026, 9 January, I'm going to talk with you. The condition in Vietnam is that Vietnam is now, it is ahead of Japan. It is very near to Japan, ahead of Singapore, ahead of South Korea. It is after China and Japan in Asia. So have you seen memory card? You have seen. So they are made in Vietnam. Made in Vietnam. USD made in Vietnam. Vietnam is very excel in micro technology, in micro tech tech technology, like these kind of technologies, semiconductor chips and all that things, silicon, they're the largest producer ever because they focus on themselves. They came out from war and now they are the they're the leading global power of the world, and they even include in the G20 of the world. So by the way, that was a little bit about concept discussion of Vietnam and America. The third topic I want to discuss it right now with you in order to understand all these topics effectively. That is pictorial explanation of about social media. By the way, although I have discussed these topics on many occasions, but I will reiterate. Reiterate का मतलब होता है repeat करना. Reiterate. Reiterate किसको कहते हैं? REITERATE. Reiterate मतलब दोहराना. I want to reiterate this topic again in order, because we have some new faces. So they also need to aware with these topics. By the way, social media is the word social media has been derived from two words. Social means society, that derived from society, and media from medium. So any medium, any source which keep engaged, which keep busy society, and which take them ahead with themselves. So that's called social media. Social media invention of computer, because the main constituent of social media is computer. Because if you don't have computer,